Exhale, back to Snoop Downward Dog. I actually could have called that the dire wolf as well, right? Always got to pay homage to the dog father, though. So again, roll your inner thighs towards each other. Now one more little flow here. On your next inhale, raise that right leg up. Exhale, step outside of the right hand. Push down, rise up. Drop needle. Exhale, Dothraki 2. Inhale, reverse ale chug. Exhale, pause here and take side angle. So start out here with right forearm on the thigh. Again, like Dothraki or Warrior 2, press into your outer right heel so that knee's over the ankle. Now, you could stay here. You can use blocks. You can do our traditional side angle we call the Old Spice, right? If you're not interested and you just want to stretch, do that. Otherwise, this is a great way to practice what we need for that crowbar. So you're going to take your right arm inside of the right leg and do that resistance. Right thigh pushes in, right elbow pushes back out, right? And get pretty low here. So you're really pushing back with the tricep rather than just the elbow. Yeah, and then now, see if I can get the hair out of the way. And then take your hands out in front of you. So they're more like shoulder width apart. This is recreating right now what it will look like with crowbar a little bit, right? So you could practice this for a long time before you even practice crowbar, get a lot of good actions into your cells, into your body, so it's natural, right? Push that thigh in, and you're pushing back with that arm, pushing the hands forward, and let just a little puff up of that middle back like we did in planking. Puffing up that middle back. Nice. One more inhale. And exhale, release the hands, lift your left heel. Inhale, step the back foot outside the left hand. Exhale, drop the hips. So this time we're going to go into outdoor living pose, right? Drop the hips all the way down. Bring the hands together. Thumbs to the heart. This is such a great prep pose. So I'm going to turn towards you again. Options here, you could be hands on the thighs, like we did before, just pushing the thighs in. Option 2, a little lower, right? Option 3, all the way down. Coming off the ground, roll up a mat, towel, put it under the heels. That will help them feel. You don't necessarily have to get the heels down at all, really, to do the full pose, or to do the crowbar or 14 or later. But if you are working on getting your heels down, that's a great way to do that, is put that towel under them. So here, I'm doing the same thing. Squeeze the thighs in, resist with the triceps. The outer arms push out. That will release your back a little bit, like we did in Childish Gambino, and you're going to lift up to the crown of your head, the biggie crown, up to the sky. I feel like Childish Gambino also could have been Tyrion Lannister. He's quite the Gambino. Not a child at all, but I'm sure he was a tyrant when he was a kid. I love Tyrion. He's one of my absolute favorite characters. All right. His lines. Right. So keep that squeeze, keep that push back. You can give it a little shimmy here, depending on what song you got on there. Yes. The best line he has is, "I drink and I know stuff." I know things. The best. Tyrion Lannister, everyone. Lift the hips up. And exhale, fold. I do that again. Inhale, lift halfway. Kind of like a cat-cow. Exhale, fold, or a slow twerk. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, and now step the left foot back just like we did before, and the right foot back goes back. Snoop Downward Dog. Inhale, round the spine forward, puff out the middle back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, West Up Ghost. Exhale, lower. Inhale, plank your knees. Exhale, Snoop Downward Dog. So in between that, if you're feeling some of the music, you can always give it a little brothel twerk, right? I like to release the back sometimes like that. Woo! And then we'll get it back. You got to give the Croatians a show, right? Give everybody a show when you're in their land. Nice. From here, we're going to do that other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step forward. Push down, rise up, drop needle. Exhale, Dothraki 2. Inhale, reverse ale chug. And exhale, side angle. So again, I'm going to turn towards you. So that left forearm's on the thigh. I'm not mirroring you. And you can stay here and just kind of get one arm pushing forward. Imagine you got a wall here pushing forward. If you're ready to go a little deeper, take that left shoulder inside the leg, right, as low as you can go. Make sure that left knee's not caving in. You're still pushing into the outer left heel, right? And then you get your crowbar arms on. So the hands come in front, like you're pressing like a mime. Ugh, I can't, mimes are not my favorite. Pushing against the wall. And then actually really push. Puff up that middle back. You're really pushing. And at the same time, you're squeezing left thigh into that left shoulder, and the left shoulder's resisting. So all these things at once. Push and puff up the middle back. Push that left arm back, left thigh in. So it's connected, right? It's all connected there. Push, push, push. Inhale. Exhale. You could actually do this up against a wall. It'd be great. Maybe up against the wall. At the Night's Watch. On exhale, release the hands, lift that right heel. Come back here. Inhale, look forward, step right foot outside of the right hand, and drop the hips down. Okay, so we are going to go into the crow on the wall, or the crowbar, what we call it in Thug. We call it the three-eyed raven. Whatever floats your boat, right? So, like I said, outdoor living, a great prep. Stay in that. So if you're new to this, I would not start out on an old 6th century wall or stone, right? I would find a little, get some blankets, get some pillows, wrap around you. So if you tip, because people tend to fall backward or forward. And if you fall forward on your head, you have some blankets around there. So make sure you have a secure place that you can do this, right? And just go along in very slow. It took me years to figure this out, right? And this is a short video. So I will do a lot more videos to it. And we're really just focused on the adductor. So if you get that, that is all. Like, you are learning how to turn on inner thighs. And that's a huge action in the body, to just get into our bodies for a lot of reasons, for a lot of activities. It'll help release the back, because it's something we don't always do. But to wake those up, wake and bake the inner thighs, that is a success on its own, right? So don't feel like you have to do this. But if you are ready, you want to play with it. Another option too is to be your feet up on a block. Then you don't have to lift so high to get into the balance. But I'm going to show you, then I'll walk you through it again. So start with your feet together rather than the outdoor living. I think that's a little bit easier. And I'll show you here, starting with my heels pressing together, right? Heels pressing together. And if you're on a block, same thing. Then you take those hands out, just like we did in side angle, just like we did in outdoor living on the King's Road. You have your hands about shoulder width, maybe even a little bit wider. I would say wider than shoulder. Grip the mat, push into the hands. We've got other videos that will emphasize that we talk about. But you know what I mean? Like, grip like a pickle jar and push. You're trying to resist so that you puff up your middle back, right? Puff it up. And then, getting into that position, breathe. More than anything, breathe. Yep. And just know that here's our practice, our playing around with it. So once you're there, now lift high onto the balls of the feet. Now your hips are lifted. Here's where you're going to start to squeeze. I'm squeezing my thighs into the arms, right? So push into the hands, lift the hips, squeeze thighs into the arms, and resist with the arms. Now the tricky part, lean forward, lift one foot up, and just see how that feels. Come back, relax. So I'm giving you some step-by-steps, and you can pause and do these steps as many times you like, these phases, and then move on. So do the other side. Push, lift, squeeze, and then lift, lean forward first, lift the other. If you stay back here, your butt's going to drop down. So you've got to get a little bit of courage, lean forward. That's why I said blankets here, pillows here, so you're not afraid to hit the head, because you will do it. Even now, sometimes I'm like, whoops. But it's good. That's your body learning that little bit of tipping over and learning what your balance point is. All right, so you get that one foot at a time. Then when you're ready, apply all that again. Push into the ground. Lift the hips. Squeeze inner thighs to the arms, and the arms resist back. Lean, lean, lean. Look forward. Maybe one foot up, then that other foot. And you're still pushing. Puff, puff, puff up the middle back. Puff, puff, puff. Yes. And then you come back down the same way you went in. Yeah? So rewind that. Do it over and over until you feel that balance point. That's the key. When you've got everything activated, you've got everything working, but you've got to find that lean forward enough to where your feet kind of naturally lift up. And you can do that with one foot to feel that lean, and your feet will just kind of lift with it. And especially if you're squeezing your thighs in, that'll help lift your hips too, and it won't feel so heavy in the back. So try that, and then give it up. Doesn't matter. Just come back and breathe, have a little rest, do it another day. So you don't want to do it so much that your body is like afraid of it because you've fallen so much. You don't want to do it so much that your body's sick of it. So just do a couple times, see how it goes. Wait for the next day, yeah, or maybe a week, whatever. Give yourself the chance to rest and integrate the knowledge you just gave yourself. Awesome. So your crow on the wall, the wildlings are watching. And so once you figure that, finish with that, just come down to the knees here. You can just kind of plop down. Just give the wrists a little break. Press the back of the wrists into the mat. Work them a little side to side. You can also do this one wrist at a time. Just getting a little bit of that release. And I would say, just from experience, because I do have wrist issues from snowboarding and stuff, if you have any of that, before this class, make sure they're really warmed up. Do a lot of circles, flex, stretch them out. Just get them moving before you even start this little short class. That's another good point, is if you kind of came in really cold to this and it didn't feel right, maybe add a few more sun salutations before you start. Right. So I'm just trying to keep it in a shorter time frame. All right, let's come back to where we were so we can step back and be even. So you're in that little squat. Step your right foot back and then the left foot back. And let those legs go out wide into your Jon Snow angel shape. Arms at a low V, legs out wide. Let the back of the head be heavy. And also remnant of Jon Snow, if you'll remember the episodes, because we are going to our corpse pose, letting everything go. And then we're going to come back alive. Once you're settled in, take a big inhale through the nose. Big exhale out the mouth. Relax the jaw, the face, scalp. Let that breath be quiet, natural, slow, and calm. You're welcome to pause and stay here for a few more minutes. Or if you are like Jon Snow and ready to awaken, start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Come to your comfortable seat. Again, you can bring your hands or beer, your hair the downward dog, your King's Landing ale to heart. Finding a comfortable seat. Close the eyes. I'll take one deeper cleansing breath to finish. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release any shit you don't need. Let it go. The shredder in me honors, acknowledges, respects the shredder in each of you. We are one. Nama shred. Winter is coming.